On this episode of This is the CHL, we'll take you to Sherbrooke, Quebec and visit the Rising Phoenix. The city of brotherly love features two brothers from the WHL on their roster. And two former OHLers showcase their entrepreneurial skills after spending 4 years studying in the CIS.
Welcome to This is the CHL. I'm Sam Cosentino. We've got a fun-filled, jam-packed show lined up for you. How far can the CHL Scholarship program take you? We'll check in with a couple of former players who've used their education packages en route to a new tech startup. The Schenn brothers are from Saskatoon, but now call Philly home. The last MasterCard Memorial Cup final to go to overtime was played in Shawinigan. We'll take a look back. But now it's time to check out the rise of the Phoenix. In year 3 since re-entering the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, Sherbrooke is poised to make some noise.
Sherbrooke, Quebec is home to one of the youngest franchises in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, the Sherbrooke Phoenix. This is a team that is playing in its 3rd season of junior hockey, but it's a city that has a long history of hosting junior teams. Its previous incarnation was the Sherbrooke Casters, and just prior to that, the Faucons. However, that franchise left town to Lewiston, Maine. In Greek mythology, the Phoenix obtains new life by arising from the ashes of its predecessor, and that is exactly what the Sherbrooke Phoenix have done. They are a team who was brought to life by a former NHL star who's made Sherbrooke his permanent home. They have a locker room full of fast and talented players, some who come from as far away as Europe to play. This is a story about a team on its way up. This is the story about the rise of the Phoenix. A large part of the team's success is because of the play of a pair of Swiss players. Tim Wieser is a 19-year-old who starred for the Swiss national junior team this past winter.
Actually, World Juniors, they were amazing. It was incredible. Every hockey player, young kid wants to go there, and I've gotten this chance to play there in a big crowd. Just amazing feeling when you step on the ice, and my first step on the ice was just incredible. I just looked up in the crowd, and everyone was yelling. Was happy to see the guys stepped on the ice.
His time in Sherbrooke means he's a long way from home, but fortunately he's got a great billet family to support him.
It's always not simple to leave the family, the best thing that you have in the world. So. I'm a family guy. It was pretty tough for me to leave my family, my mother actually. I love my mother so much. She has done everything for me, and then I just left her. I have a great billet mom with Isabel. She does everything for me. With the kids, I'm doing a lot with them. I'm playing on the iPad, doing some games with them, and yeah, now I'm really happy to be here. I regret nothing. It's was my best decision I've ever done before.
Despite having a knack for scoring goals, he's an undrafted player, perhaps because of his smaller size.
I don't care, everyone's thinking about me, about my size. If I'm doing well on the ice and keep playing my season like that, even if I don't get drafted in a while, I'm still happy with me, and just my big goal is to play pro somewhere. I don't know where, but we'll see in the next months what's going on. So.
It's not just the billet team who supports him, but it's also a fellow Swiss hockey player who's one of the league's best playmakers.
Hey Kai, ich bin raus. Kannst du bitte rauskommen? 2 Minuten, kannst du das? Ist gut, ich warte. Ciao.
Kai Schweri is one of the Phoenix leading scorers, and he and Tim are close friends and also ride to every game and practice together.
We played in Switzerland together for 5 years. So we are really good friends for a long time. We can say each other what we want. We know we can be mad on each other, but we always know we're gonna be friends after too, and we know what we mean. When we talk together, he helped me to come here actually. He told the coaches, I know a friend, you wanna come to Canada. They watched me a bit after.
Schweri developed his game back home in Switzerland. He's on the NHL radar as he is draft eligible this year and is a member of the Swiss national junior team as well.
Against the Russian was pretty hard. We had 10 shots more than them, but they're big and they shoot harder than us. Like they did everything like better than us. I don't know. Like it was amazing. They were so fast and big, and Sweden was like so much skills in their team. Like Nylander and the other guys. It was amazing to play against them. Like I want to play my whole life in Canada if I can. That's what would be my dream. So like it was so important to come here, like that the scouts can see me, and now I just have to keep going, like play good games and stuff.
A big part of the reason the Phoenix are back in Sherbrooke is because of former NHL goalie Jocelyn Thibault.
After a few years after I retired, I ran into the Sherbrooke mayor. He wished to bring junior hockey back to Sherbrooke. He asked me what I thought of his idea and if I could be of any help in making that happen. And I said that I was happy to hear that from him. And I mentioned him that well, in the first place, I was going to talk to the league commissioner to see if there was any interest in coming back to Sherbrooke. And also, I told him that I thought I was capable of putting a group of investors together. And everything happened actually pretty quick. You know, the league was very happy to hear that Sherbrooke was interested in coming back in the league. In the end, we were it happened, and we're happy.
As puck drop nears, Jeremy Waugh, the team's talented young defenseman, begins to prepare for the game. He's considered to be one of the best defensemen in this year's NHL draft, but all that attention hasn't gone to his head.
Well, it's obvious that I hear about it because people always talk to you about oh, you're ranked there, you're ranked 20, you're ranked 10, you're not even in the first round, then you're 8th. So it's all the way around, but it's something you just have to live with. It's not those lists that are gonna make you a better hockey player or a worse hockey player. The team that's gonna draft you, wherever you draft you, it's gonna be because of your qualities as a player. So I just hope to get in the first round.
The team is young. Waugh, along with young rising star Daniel Audette, makes Sherbrooke a popular pick to be a tough team to face in the playoffs, and an even stronger team looking ahead to next season.
Our goal is to finish first in our division for sure. We're working out, we're working hard too. We're always on the task. Every player wants to finish first in the division. So the franchise goal is next year to try to get to the MEM Cup. For sure, it's the year where Audette, Neil, and Delorier, and all those players they get to their 19-year-old year. So it's going to be a good year for them, and hopefully we're going to get to the MEM Cup.
Tonight's game is against the Charlottetown Islanders, a team that's a long way from home and hungry for a win. General Manager Patrick Charbonneau has spent a lot of time developing this team, and now his hard work is paying off.
A junior plan is usually over 4 years, especially when you start from scratch. You know, we are at 4 points to be 4th or 5th in the league. We're about 7th right now. We're also at 4 or 5 points to be 13th, though. We got to keep playing really good, but we're exactly where we are, and I think we're still the 3rd or the 4th youngest team in the league. Our average age of our players are about 17.8 still. Even next year, I think we got 18 or 19 out of the 22 player back. I think we'll be even in better shape to move even forward.
There is a large crowd for tonight's game. Unfortunately, the Phoenix lose on home ice. They're a lock for this year's playoffs and could make some noise in a 7-game series. But the future looks even brighter as the rise of the Phoenix is in full flight as this team continues to soar to the top of the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. After this break, we'll introduce you to 2 former OHLers who are now young entrepreneurs looking to change the way you view the game.
Shea Kewen and Tim Priamo were friends long before they entered the Ontario Hockey League in 2005. When pro hockey didn't pan out, they took advantage of the OHL Scholarship program and were reunited at UNB last year. Their paths continue to parallel, but only this time in the business world. Together, Priamo and Kewen hope to take their Hawkeye technology to the next level.
The CHL is the greatest hockey development league in the world. However, it does so much more than just help teenagers to develop their game. It teaches them life lessons about responsibility and disciplines them to abide to rules and schedules. For Shea Kewen, 4 years in the OHL led to a 4-year scholarship at Dalhousie University, where his entrepreneurial spirit developed.
When I was playing hockey last year, in my final year in the CIS, I had been in the hockey space for a long time. I was in my passions, and when I came across a pair of snowboarding goggles with a camera built into them, I just thought, these things are sick, and I thought how amazing it would be to bring something like this to hockey for us to have. What we developed is a super small, low-profile, rugged camera that mounts onto the front of your helmet that any player can wear and get an amazing, immersive point of view experience from.
Out of his entrepreneurial spirit came an idea that could be revolutionary for the hockey world, an idea that will give a whole new look at how hockey is viewed.
Our product is called the Hawkeye Show, and it's a little bit of a play on words with the word hockey and a legend who actually lost his eye in the 70s, and he invented the first visor out of necessity to continue playing hockey, and his nickname was Hawkeye. And Show is the NHL, which we all dream of as kids of playing in one day, and ultimately the show that you get to create out of this wearable camera, what it can do for you, and showing that to your family, your friends, and ultimately the world.
The entire process, from developing the idea to forming a business plan to manufacturing the product, took Kewen to China, where his dream became a reality.
I wanted to go over there, and I wanted to meet the people who were making this amazing product for us. And I wanted to get involved in every last minute detail that I could overlook and that I could see, so that I could provide, my opinion on and help them through. And I wanted to meet the factory, meet all the workers, meet the CEO. I got to meet their families. They basically looked after me for 30 days, and I got to develop friendships with these people who we're about to go into business with. So going over there, I learned so much more about creating efficiently and making better products.
Back in Kitchener-Waterloo, he and his partner Tim Priamo were invited to work out of the prestigious Velocity Foundry, a place where startups go to grow. Priamo is also a graduate of the CHL.
Well, when you make the decision to play in the CHL, to come to the league, you're making a decision to chase after a big dream that you've had since you were a young boy, and that's to play in the NHL. So coming into the league, there's a ton to learn, and you don't know that right away. So it's a big learning experience, a huge learning curve, and it provides you, just a great platform to grow yourself as an individual.
Ultimately, the entrepreneur's dreams of playing professional hockey are over. But with every ending comes a new beginning. And with new beginnings come new dreams. When we return, we'll chat with Brayden and Luke Schenn about their playing days in the WHL.
Luke and Brayden Schenn both debuted in the NHL at 18 years old. Luke never looked back, while Brayden's stint at 18 lasted one game as a result of an emergency call-up to the LA Kings. Where else would they end up together in the NHL other than the city of brotherly love? Here's the Flyers' Schenn brothers.
When they were kids growing up in Saskatoon, Luke and Brayden Schenn were always competing against each other. Though Luke was nearly 2 years older and more mature physically, Brayden was never very far behind in development. As primary pieces for the Philadelphia Flyers, these days the brothers get to compete together on the same side. They share the wins and they share the losses. But what they also share is a unique personal and professional relationship. The childhood rivalry is gone, and in its place are siblings thankful for the mutual motivation.
I mean, it was kind of a bit of a competition almost. I mean, everything that I went through, he wanted to go through it and try to beat me at it. So we were always real competitive growing up.
He was always seemed to be one step ahead of the game, whether it was under 17, under 18, getting drafted, World Juniors, stuff like that. So I always seen it, a year or two before, and owe some credit to him. I kind of seen it firsthand and got to experience it, a couple years after him.
Besides being brothers, the Schenns have a lot in common. They both played in the Western Hockey League. They both won medals with Team Canada's World Junior Squad. And they were both drafted 5th overall into the NHL. For Luke, he was called up as an underage player in 2005 by the Kelowna Rockets for the team's postseason, a stretch run which included a WHL championship and a berth in the MasterCard Memorial Cup. He left 3 seasons later for the NHL, grateful for the opportunity and thankful for the memories.
It's a real special place to play junior hockey. Obviously, they got a great history there. They're a team that competes every year and wins. I mean, that's something you don't see with every junior team, and every year they're right there. So a whole lot to the Kelowna Rockets, and obviously the Western Hockey League was it's a great stepping stone to try to get you prepared for the pro level.
While Luke fortified Kelowna's blue line, Brayden was a catalyst for the Brandon Wheat Kings and Saskatoon Blades. The younger Schenn did most of his damage with the Wheat Kings, topping the team in scoring in 3 straight seasons. His lone Memorial Cup chance came when Brandon hosted the event in 2010, with Schenn leading the team to a 2nd-place finish.
The years in Brandon, were awesome. Kelly McCrimmon was great to me. Obviously had some good teams there. Hosted a Memorial Cup, got to play in the Memorial Cup finals. So obviously those are some things that stand out when I was in Brandon. Obviously, I was definitely happy to play in Brandon, and it was pretty special to play Saskatoon as well.
Though still fairly young, both Schenns have carved out a long-term future in the league. They've combined for more than 700 games and enjoyed a front-row seat to each other's success at the game's highest level. So what have they seen in the other's on-ice performance?
He's coming along and gaining more confidence in the league as he goes, and it's never easy as a young guy to find your way, and the thing is, you see improvement, and that's what you want, is continue to improve and continue to try to work hard and get better. And I think he's done a pretty good job at that.
It's hard to believe, honestly. I think it's his 6th or 7th year in the NHL. He's only 24, 25 years old, so still maturing, as a player and developing into the player he can be. So it's cool for to play in the NHL, and let alone have your brother along for the ride.
Next on This is the CHL, we'll revisit the 2012 MasterCard Memorial Cup between Shawinigan and London.
The 2012 MasterCard Memorial Cup was the first I worked with Sportsnet play-by-play specialist RJ Broadhead. We were in Shawinigan, home of a charter member of the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, and we were treated to a gem as the Cats battled the London Knights.
It's been a long road to get to this point. The Shawinigan Cataracts took an even longer way to get to the MasterCard Memorial Cup Championship. What a game we've got in store. Morgan Ellis, Jonathan Racine, Michael Chapeau against Scott Arrington, puts it into the corner. Arrington takes a hit from Bourneval's, Lobin steals it, and now Ryan Rupert has it. Over to twin brother Matt Rupert. They're from Grand Bend, Ontario.
And they are no fun to play against.
Matt Rupert has behind the net. Ryan Rupert scores! The Ruperts strike early, and the London Knights lead it 1-0.
How about the Shawinigan Cataracts? They're a charter member of the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. They got close in 1985 when they hosted the MasterCard Memorial Cup, but it had to be moved to Drummondville for the final game because of the sightlines were blocked for television. They've never won a MasterCard Memorial Cup. They've never won a President's Cup. They went to the final, lost in Game 7 to Drummondville in 09.
Well, that first period had 1 goal and 1 penalty. Score sheet, pretty quiet so far. Chances, pretty quiet so far. Ellis can't get a shot. There's one from Kavanagh, it's in! Hero Kavanagh took a shot, it hit something in front, and the Cataracts have tied it up.
We talked about Eric Veilleux and the spring break, if you will, for the Shawinigan Cataracts, eliminated on April 17th against Chicoutimi. The MasterCard Memorial Cup started on May 18th, so this is now their 6th game in 10 days. They finally found the rhythm, being after that long layoff. I thought they were pretty good in the opener Friday, but their game, as Eric Veilleux wanted to, has built steadily ever since, and they were at their best in the semifinal Friday, eliminating their arch rival, the St. John Sea Dogs.
Formerly the defenseman leader in points at this championship. He'll have to race back. Nemesnikov's closing. Nemesnikov gets the puck. Gets it to Griffith. And a glove save by Gerard. Face-off so important. Linesman making sure everybody's ready. Nemesnikov couldn't beat Moran. Kirill Kabanov. And there's a jump in his step. Look out, what a move! Kabanov, walk around Hughes in front. It's loose. Kabanov a shot. It was blocked. Hauser might have stopped that. Tyler Ferry's got Seth Griffith with him. Hard pass. Racine stepped up on Griffith and broke it up. Kabanov makes a move. He's in. Missed the net. There's a penalty coming up.
There's the type of world-class skill that has been evident in this guy's game since he was 16 years old.
Harrington, he got back. Sent Tierney the other way. 5 seconds to go. Griffith lofts it in front. Austin Watson threw it in front again. And Gerard looks up at the rafters. We need extra time to decide the 2012 MasterCard Memorial Cup champion. Seth Griffith tried to chip one out. It didn't get past Gormley. That didn't get to the net. McKay got in front of it. Bayou, sharp angle, rebound. Hauser stops it. The puck's loose. He's looking for it. The whistle goes. Hauser shut the door. Corner ball. Crowd loves him here. Chaput a shot. Shawinigan getting some chances. Athanasiou coming the other way. Over to Austin Watson. Back to Athanasiou. It's loose. Cleared away. Slobin coming back with a big defensive play. Watson. Loose puck. Chaput missed. Narbonne, he'll keep this in. Chaput swings it behind the net. In front. Scores! Anton Slobin! And for the first time in franchise history, the Shawinigan Cataracts are champions.
Brandon Gormley, you were picked up and acquired by Shawinigan for just this reason. How's it feel? Because you've been on the loose again.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, you know, to go through junior hockey and you know, get a second crack at this trophy. It's been unbelievable. I can't thank enough people in the organization for acquiring me, and it's just been unbelievable.
Enjoy this experience.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Brandon Gormley, he is one happy PEI listener.
I'm Sam Cosentino. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time on This is the CHL.